All right, welcome back. We're looking at our pools for the Duskmourn top 8 Megadraft. We just saw Aaron draft his blue-black deck. Just for confirmation, looking at his dread level, he's got 4 plus 4, so he's got 8 extra cards he has to play with. Moving on to Daniel M. He stayed away from the rares, so he's only got 4 extra cards to play with. So not too bad here. But the downside is he doesn't have many rares in his deck. Alquist Propt is a good one,
I like Ghost Tracking.
very good one. I mean, without other ways to investigate, it's still a good card, but not insane. So definitely an Azorius
I
deck
like
here, as
Ghost
we can
Vacuum.
see. Let's take a look at.
I see some
Uh,
detective synergies, which might not be that easy to get.
yeah, so looking at the colors here. Yeah, so Private Eye, I mean, this card just works on its own, right? Whenever you draw your second card, this card can be blocked. Brian Comer's another card that I feel works on its own. Let's see the creatures here. Yeah, Rarity I think is good.
And hilarious,
Oh yeah, Rarity is good.
hilarious interaction.
Yeah, like Alarios is good. Shimmerwing is cute. Got some solid ones here. Like nice 2 drops here, I would say. Like nothing crazy, but solid. Got a few flyers.
Cathartic
Maybe not as
Mantle
many
good.
flyers as you normally have in Blue White, but Search Party Captain. Search Party Captain, aka my boy. Uh, you got an Organ Hoarder as well. As far as removal and other spells, he has Vanish from Sight. It's a Meat Locker. That's a yeah. Not too much removal here. We don't see too much removal. Yeah, push. I mean, if you
Nope.
can't pull was like the really crazy effect that you could win with sometimes. It's got a Ghost Vacuum too and a Westfell Abbey, so solid card. Maybe would like a little more removal, but I mean, you could say that about most decks aside from Aaron's. But yeah, he went light on the rares, so he's got only 64 cards to play with. So that's probably going to be among the lower numbers. We'll see as we go forward. Moving on to Frisky Hobbit. We'll start with the rarities here, and he's got quite a lot. So he was, I guess, not afraid to take the rares. He's got 7 plus 3, so he's
And
got 10 extra cards.
there's a Shadow Spear in there. That goes in any deck.
Yeah, Shadow Spear is very nice. So as far as colors, looks like he's gonna be base Azorius, I would say. I know he likes to include other colors, so um, we'll see how creative he gets here with like a War Leader's Call, Sigardo. We'll have to see. So he too has a Private Eye.
Oh,
Gremlin Tamer again, just not going to be at its best. He's got a Snapcaster Mage though. That's a neat one. That's a
and
very
Geist of
powerful
Saint
one. Geist
Trapp.
of Saint Traft can be powerful too if you can get it through. Enduring Angel is good, so he got that past when we saw that opened. Imagine if he has enough enchantments, he's going to splash that. He got the Feed Hunter too. He's got some nice creatures here. So did Graphkeeper was, what was this one? The backside was a 3/1 flying. Okay, not bad.
Gonna play 70 cards though, so that's one
Yeah,
thing.
he's got 70 cards here. I don't know, like, yeah, he's got a diagraph for it. I could see him getting pretty creative with the amount of colors. He's been known to do that, and it's worked for him. And that's he's got some fixing here between Heirloom, Amulet, a couple other things. Glimmer Burst is good. Morphosis. Okay, so interesting that they were both playing white blue sitting next to each other. Him and Daniel M. He's got Borrowed Time for removal. Yeah, okay. Circle, Blessed. Yeah, Shadow Spear. Yeah, you mentioned the Shadow Spear. Pretty good.
They had 6 packs, so they're passing one to another 3 times each
Yeah,
way.
so we
So
see like they're playing like the same base colors, but very different strategy, right? Like he went for power cards and he said, "I'll just take these rares." Like I imagine that Daniel, like some of these rares may have passed through Daniel, and he just didn't want to speculate on them for fear of playing a larger deck than he would have liked. But Daniel just said,
Fear
I'll
of
take these
playing a
cards
hard
and
game.
if my cards are more powerful than my opponents, I can take the hit of having 10 extra cards in my deck. Right, Miranda, who won our last league, Bloomborough, with a Simic deck, has decided to perhaps run it back here with some more Simic, and we see some real good cards here. So four,
Yep.
five, six, seven, eight, and nine extra cards, but there's a lot of good rares here. Wow. Okay, let's take a closer look here.
Picked
We
up
can go by no, not by that, by color.
where the Tameo ended up.
Yeah. So Euro, Primal Adversary, Hauntwood Shrieker, Axebane, Ferox, all very premium.
Mm-hmm.
Tameo, I mean, is good. I don't know if I'd go out of my way to splash it. This Mirror Room is good. Lost in the Maze and Croaking Counterpart are great. Look at these clear shots. Oh, Ongoing Investigation. That's a good one. Yeah, just quality of cards here. It's very high. Yeah, lots of green creatures here. Brambleworm is cool. Oh, it's my boy. All right, so some ramp. Just lots of two drops. Like I think I saw three mana dorks. This is her comfort zone, right? She likes decks like this, but also just the quality of these rares is very high. Yeah, very scary cards here. Do we? Yeah,
Yep, for sure.
so lots of blue so far, and it looks like we're gonna keep on the blue train here. Is just everybody drafting blue here today?
6 of 8.
So we got Monkey Mage here, who is gonna face Aaron in the first round, and hopefully he has his murders on hand for some of these rares here. So he's got six extra cards in his deck. Pretty not bad, especially considering like five of his rares are going in his deck, and they're all like quite good. So I'm sure
Celestis
he's
goes
pretty happy
everywhere.
with that. Oh wait, that's just his deck.
Okay.
He might have extra cards here. Oh no, he only had six rares. Okay, pretty good for him. Let's look at yeah, no, this is fine here. Oh, Whispering Wizard was a very good one, right?
Uh,
Yeah.
the stream is a bit
Oh, is the stream not
fuzzy.
working?
It's a little fuzzy. I'm sure it's fine. It's not too bad.
Oh, okay.
But Whispering Wizard, what is that? Combat one
It's
ones?
a 4 mana 3/2 makes a 1/1 flyer every time you cast a non creature, but it's only once a turn. Storm
I remember
Skrillex
that.
is
Yeah.
it was a little slow if I remember, but still okay. Yeah, he has like a couple like creatures that care about spells here. Ingenious Scab. Yeah, okay. All right, not too bad. A
Lots of
couple
early
Pyre
play.
Hounds. These things can get big depending on your spells. Let's see his removal
Yeah,
here.
just
Wow,
all the
lots of
users.
spells here. Glimmer Burst, Burn Spell, Bounce and
Kind of,
draw a card. Okay, this looks like a very classic blue red deck, right? Lots of cheap spells.
yeah, the gonna have to figure out which how many creatures the spell
Yeah, this is
ratio
a
you
nice
want.
build around too. The Seize the Storm. Make a XX trample equal to the number
See,
of instants and sorceries in your graveyard and in exile.
yeah, I think it grows when you put more into.
Each equal to them.
It's not a set.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a star basically. Cathartic Pyre. Yeah, it looks good.
Static Fire.
Celestis is a really good card too. And like goes without saying, we didn't mention the rares, but I mean, Bedlam Reveler is quite good. Silent Hawk Reaper and Incinerator the Guilty are absolutely excellent cards. This card must be killed basically as soon as you see it, or else you are in danger of losing the game.
And I will say we're about to go into Sawyer, and I see that Sawyer wrote in the chat that he forgot about the Raro.
Uh oh, did he go big here on rares? Oh, okay.
Definitely regret a couple picks.
And not all these cards are going to be in his deck either. He's got nine right here, and then another six. So he's got
He
15.
said, and I quote, I was wondering why all the niche rares were wheeling.
So he's got 15 extra cards. So we got a 75 card deck here from Sawyer. So Michael. So I think it was Daniel's. What was that? 4, I think. Michael's at 6. Sawyer's at 15. So what is he actually playing
Gonna be
here?
like a
Looks
league
like a
deck.
blue-black deck at the end of the day, but unfortunately ended up with a bunch of rares that
Yeah, I mean,
he's not going
also
to be
blue
able to
black.
play unless he splashes, which maybe he will. Creatures here.
It's worth it.
Oh, he's got a
Worth it
Hellbreaker as
now.
well. Stowaway. That's a good one.
That's the way.
The Falcon is nice. Yeah. Scab Wrangler. Haunted Dead was a pretty good card. What was this one? Okay, this one was just okay, right? Yeah,
Looking
this
at
this one, this one was
forebears.
just okay.
Oh yeah.
Vanifar, if you could splash it, was real good. Um, I'd say like a maybe a slightly better splash than Edgar if you were looking to splash. Yeah, these creatures are okay. Okay, he got 2 Awakeners. That's pretty good. So he has some sack stuff here. He has a lot of stuff that wants to be sacked. Does he have ways to sack them? I guess we'll see in a moment when we get to his spells. But
There are a lot of
I know
persistent
Sawyer
specimens in
likes
there.
to sacrifice deck. Sorry?
He has a persistent specimen as well, so there are 4 open in the one pack.
Yeah, he's got all these cards here that want to be sacked. So I guess when we get to the spells, we'll see if he's able to sack them.
Labyrinth of Scophos there. Did you count these rares?
Yeah, yeah, he's got 10
Okay.
creatures and
Okay.
he's got 9 creatures and 6 spells. Well, he was not taking murder as high.
Wait, and you
Only got really like
another
one.
Edict Prince.
Only got a couple sack outlets here. Wow, Elspeth's Nightmare is very good. Fate Flight was really good too. Okay, good quality here. The big problem here is the 15 extra cards, and a lot of them are not going to like these rares are not going to be in his deck. A lot of them. So doesn't have too
Yep.
much. He basically doesn't really have very much fixing. I mean, he has a Strangled Cemetery. He wants to try and play that. Vanifar is like a card you can try and splash. But yeah, so some powerful cards, but a lot of rares, and seems like, as you mentioned, he may have forgotten about that little rule here. But we do have like 6 blue players in a row, which is a bit surprising. All right, so on to DeWitt, who's
Mm-hmm.
also on his first top 8. So like Aaron, first top 8. I believe Ryan's his first top 8 as well. And somebody's got to be the Boros aggro player. So here's the one. Let's see how many rares he's got here. 3 plus nothing. Wow. Okay. He's only got 3
Just
extra
3.
cards. Enduring
All
Courage and
right.
Loner. Those
Yeah,
are very very good.
yeah, both of them. Wow.
Huntmaster of the Fells
That's
could
some
be
dangerous.
splashed. So he's the one that got this meddling use that we saw that was going around. Pretty nice one. 2 Lionhearts, Split Skin, Neighborhood. Yeah. I mean, the question is, does he have enough 2 drops? And I would say, yeah, looks like he has enough 2 drops here. Rage Hound is good. Red Herring, and yeah, all these 2 drops
Pull
are
down Epic here.
actually pretty okay here. So I think
Pull
he's
down
got,
Epic here is a standard staple for the aggro deck. You got the Neighborhood Guardian. I don't know if
yeah,
if
yeah,
you
cards are real good.
realize.
Yeah, Brimstone Vandal. I always thought this card was underrated. I think it was okay. Oh, 2 Silver
Yeah,
Smith.
got it.
That's like a, it's like the Felidar Savior that we're playing with now, but it actually could put a counter on itself.
No lifelink though.
Yeah, no lifelink. So a little worse, but a little less punishing if you don't have 2 creatures. All right, so spells. Ride Down is nice. Borrow Time. Brimstone Volley, Fiery Temper. Okay, looks like we got ourselves a nice little Boros deck here. Makeshift Binding is good. Lacerate Flesh. That is about one of the worst 5 mana removals I can remember. All right, so
Yeah.
he definitely went light on the rares. Only took ones that he absolutely knew he was going to play, or maybe try and play with Huntmaster. I don't know if he got there. It doesn't look like he is really fixing. So, but 63. So that's probably going to be our lowest number. I'd be surprised if there's somebody with less than that. But yeah, he's the Boros player. A bunch of 2 drops, some tricks, some removal. Classic. And last year, Ryan with the the ever dependable Gruul deck, which has had a pretty strong track record in the past in Megadrafts. He's got six rares here, and he got this Arlen Court extraordinarily late because everybody was disincentivized from hate drafting.
For 0, you make a thing and it flips. So.
Yep. And the backside, you get to lightning bolt something, I believe. Yeah, -1 is you lightning
Ah,
bolt and you flip it back. Yeah, good card. Wedding
okay, it's a
announcement.
tough
I
one to
mean,
read.
I could see maybe trying to splash, but it's not really necessary. I don't think. If your deck is good enough, he also has it buried in the garden, so maybe it will try and splash a bit. Tireless Tracker is a nice card. I think maybe a little lost in the annals of time as far as like what you would see today. It's like a
Yep,
it's like a
Haunted
5 mana
Bonelet
4/3
was
that draws a card. Is like basically like your first activation. As far as uncommon creatures
something
here,
like Haunted Bonelet really good, except when the if it's open deck list, it becomes worse. One of those situations.
also probably not playing black here. If I think maybe maybe I'll try and throw it in. Some really good uncommons here. Really nice Ballista Watcher. Like these two drops are nice. This is good. Yep, got a
Yeah,
lot of two
Blister Watcher
drops.
is a good one.
Got good two drops. Got decent three drops. Two drops are probably a bit better. Up the curve
Got
here.
that Escape
His four drops are
Chimera for
kind of
some escape.
junky, but he has some nice five drops here. Topiary Panther was a good one. Hellion, yeah. Let's see the removal. He got threats around every corner, so that could fix him if he wants to try and splash a little bit. Immolation.
Yeah,
Tupple turn inside out. That's a nice one. A braid.
Apple
Manifest
with the
Tread. So a
Past.
little bit low on removal, I would say, but oh, Shadow Beast Sighting was a good card. That's
Two
one
of
nice one.
them. Yeah,
Yeah, so a little low on
that's
removal.
four.
I think you would want two or three more here. But he's got some nice cards. Got a couple of rares. Not having too big of a deck here will be nice. Got a couple of dual lands. That's always helpful in Evolving Wild. So if he wants to splash, he could. And yeah, it's your Gruul deck. You got some big stuff. You got some removal. You got some aggressive creatures. That's classic Gruul deck and Aaron's deck we saw. So we'll be back shortly to watch Aaron battle Michael, who we saw had the Izzet deck. So we'll be back with that in just a bit.